This is video from the drunk driving crash in January of 2016, where a woman was killed while crossing the street. In December, a jury found the driver, 43-year-old Meegan Vanderburg, guilty of vehicular homicide. A judge sentenced her to roughly 8 years in prison, but she's still not behind bars. Vanderburg was out of custody during her trial on bond and stayed out of jail while she awaited her sentencing. It's not the first time I've seen this happen. Cara Goebel was convicted of vehicular homicide for the wrong-way drunk driving crash on I-90 and stayed out of custody until her sentencing. Spokane County Prosecutor Larry Haskell explained there's a statute that allows this.
For conviction of a felony, a defendant will, it says, shall be detained unless.
The unless part leaves room for the defendant's attorney to make an argument that they're not a flight risk and they don't pose a risk to the community. So there's no need to throw them in jail immediately after a guilty verdict, basically. Regardless, prosecutors almost always argue if someone is found guilty, they should be arrested at that time.
We'll typically make a motion that the defendant no longer enjoys the presumption of innocence. They've been found guilty by a judge or they've been found guilty by a jury. We ask that the defendant will be taken into custody pending sentencing.
But in the case of Vanderburg, she's out of prison on appeal. That's worth repeating. Vanderburg was found guilty of vehicular homicide, sentenced to 8.5 years in prison, but isn't behind bars. A judge ruled she can be out on bond while she appeals her conviction. Prosecutors say that isn't as common, but again, it's allowed under state law. I'm Lindsay Nadrich, KREM 2 News.